Hello, or should I say, hola. Welcome back to another exciting, fresh, new episode of Tiki Talka. Me llamo Jose. That's Travis. Here's a quick preview of what we're talking about today.
Are you satisfied or dissatisfied with this World Cup?
This is my top three, sitting pretty firmly at 3.
For me, this has to be either the worst or second worst final.
Does this World Cup and how Argentina moved and reacted throughout it all, does this hurt Messi's rep? Anytime something was very questionable and it went Argentina's way, production and FIFA did everything possible to say, no, you don't get to look at the offside call.
At the same time, how are you going to be like, I'm not going to call it because you didn't go down? It must not have hurt that bad. That's sending the wrong message to all these players and encouraging flopping, which is why all general American sports fans hate soccer.
Paredes should have never touched the pitch after the group stage games, the way he was trying to hack and murder people.
Did he foul him? Did he not? Who knows? They showed one replay from 60 yards away. How did we not get zoomed in reviews of that?
If you mess with one of his guys, he will break your knees and not even blink. He'll smile at you while he does it.
Again, I'm not a conspiracy guy, but this is Messi 2 times. Is it a coincidence that they did not review those? At this point, I think not. All right, guys, so as you can see, the World Cup is wrapped up by now. We have our winners, Spain, and we wanted to give our opinions of how it went overall, how the teams performed, particularly on the latter stages. So, Joey, overall, are you satisfied or dissatisfied with this World Cup?
I was telling everybody, for a while, I had this World Cup up there with 2010. For me, 2010 is, my opinion, I think it's the best World Cup I've seen. Really, only Brazil has any kind of say at it. Russia's kind of meh. So I had this really up there with 2010. Then we got into really cool political conversations about what's going to happen here. You know, red cards getting overturned. So I was like, okay, this is for sure not going to be better than 2010, but it's still up there. And then really phenomenal refereeing decisions that totally did not make this look like it could have been potentially fixed to get these two teams in the final. Brought it down to 2014 for me. So I think in the World Cups I've watched, so that's what, 6 now? This is my top 3, sitting pretty firmly at 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to be that high.
It's hard because, 2006, there's just a lot of amazing moments and memories right there. That's basically like Zidane's last dance, and Pirlo with the little Panelka over Joe Hartson. Yeah, I just saw him being a little spaz. So I said, let me just dink it right down the middle. So it's great. It was a great World Cup, but yeah, this is a number 3 for me. I really, really liked it. If we could host it maybe every 28 years, every 30 years, I'd be down. Because who does sporting events quite like us? I hated the halftime show. Hydration breaks were stupid, but tell me one stadium in Europe, bar the Bernabeu or Camp Nou, that's better than SoFi. Name one.
Spurs Stadium? I haven't been there, but it's brand new. I heard it's pretty sweet.
All right, what do you think? What do you think of this World Cup?
Overall, I think the final was eh. I think a lot of the refereeing decisions, like you said, were eh. Overturning the red card, eh. Being in our backyard, it's not as exotic. Great stadiums, like you said, but with all the issues that we were having pre-World Cup about the fan fest and everything that was going on politically within our country, it's just a halftime show. I didn't even bother watching it.
You have to watch Shakira, bro. You got to watch Shakira, right?
Maybe I'll watch clips of it, but I went outside to grill food. I didn't even bother.
Alpha. So alpha. That's what's up. Yeah.
I love me some Shakira songs, but I was just like, a halftime show? I get the opening ceremony, but a halftime show.
Halftime show. Like, what are we doing? What are we talking about here?
It wasn't just her, though.
Coldplay was there. I love Coldplay. I love Coldplay. I did not need a Coldplay song, and that they did not need to be there. Who were they for? Genuinely.
It seemed like they were just trying to get as many artists as possible around the world to just generate some sort of interest. And it's like 1 or 2 people, tops. Let them do their thing. How much money did that cost us, So
yeah, I agree with you, dude. I don't want to say this World Cup is mad. I still really, really love this World Cup. But like we were saying when we were talking about the U.S.-Belgium game, like as soon as politicians started getting involved, all the great vibes and joy, the fun, the excitement that does exist around the World Cup, it just, the curtain got pulled up. It's like, no, here's the reality. Remember, this is all still actively going on around the world while this tournament's happening. Like, yeah, it's cool for us to all remember in the middle of it. So, yeah, the way it kind of just petered out a bit. But I think the product on the field, even with crazy refereeing decisions, it was still really, really great footy. Like, it was phenomenal football to watch.
I think for a few of them, there was some phenomenal individual performances, but I can't get over the fact that for me, this World Cup just screams money grab.
Yeah.
And that kind of overshadowed and tainted everything for me. But I do agree with Erling Haaland, Kylian Mbappe, Lionel Messi, just battling it out for the Golden Boot. That was awesome. That was fun and entertaining. We had some close matches, some almost upsets, but still just wasn't my favorite World Cup.
Yeah, Dr. Congo almost got over England, man. That would have been cool. It had so much potential, man. Again, we're just going to keep hammering the points down that we were making 4 months ago. Like, this World Cup had the potential to be one of the greatest ever. And like, all what we have to do is make sure America just gets out of its own way and says, don't Americanize it. And we were doing a pretty good job of it until the last possible moment. Why did we have a closing ceremony right after the game too? Like, I like speed. I think speed is funny. In no universe should a streamer be closing out this World Cup. Like, what are we talking about here, man? Like, it's not football anymore. Like, looking up for the next World Cup, I mean, it's really cool that it's going to be in Morocco, Spain, and Portugal. But why are we having games in Uruguay and Brazil to start this whole thing? I get it's the 100 years since the first World Cup. Then play it in those countries. Oh, those countries can't support the World Cup? Guess what? You don't get games. That's how it works here. It's just how it works. I'm sorry. That's it is.
Good old Johnny Infantino.
Such a cool guy, bro. You know how bad you have to be for people to say I miss Sepp Blatter? I'm making points that I've said before. Like, Blatter is calling him out and he's not wrong. It's the pot calling the kettle black, but it's like, yeah. I mean, yeah. He's right.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. If Sepp Blatter's the one calling you out, we got problems.
Big ones.
So many people even have clips of Infantino's reaction when Spain scored. He was just like, I got to clap to keep it political, but he just seemed so disappointed.
Yeah, dude.
And yeah, it's not a good look for FIFA. It's not a good look for just soccer in general. Everybody thinks it's rigged already. So I don't want to go into too much of that because I know we're going to talk about it later, but let's talk about kind of last episode. We were discussing up until the round of 16 quarterfinals-ish era. Now let's hit the last couple stages. Semifinal round, finals. Were you happy? Did you think those were the top 4 teams in the tournament?
No, 'cause I think Argentina fully robbed their way to get in there. 100%, they robbed their way to get in there. I'll say it. I think Egypt should have been in there. And like, Egypt's probably not one of the best 4 teams in the world, but at that tournament, it doesn't matter if you're 16 or number 1. Do you start playing well when it matters? And Egypt played well when it really, really mattered. So on paper, yes, the top 4 teams made it. I'm happy with everyone who made it there. I think you drop Argentina for like a Netherlands or maybe even potentially a Norway, someone like that, you wouldn't really blink. You'd be okay with it.
I actually do think the top 4 teams were in the semis. And we spent how many minutes going back and forth on the Egypt call, right? The same exact thing happened, but the reverse against Argentina. They fouled somebody and got a goal. And I don't know if that's a good place that you want to start, but for me, that was the biggest, like, what moment? And for you guys to know what I'm referencing, I'm talking about the semifinal game between England and Argentina. That game, I figured the bookies would have had Argentina favored, but I think it was actually England.
England was a clear
thought
favorite
England
for
was
that
going
game.
to pull it out.
Yeah.
But just on those 2 goals that Messi was involved in, it was, to me, super controversial. One of them looked like potentially offsides. The other one looks like there was potential foul. So let's start with the offside one first. Every single game in this tournament, they have showed us replay after replay after replay, showed us what the VAR sees.
They've given us that
live.
AI little picture of it.
At least the channels that I watched it on, there was no lines. Now, there's other podcasters and stuff afterwards that drew their own lines and whatnot, even though they look crooked. It was very interesting to see that they didn't show us that at all. Even if it was clear, from the angle that we saw as fans, it looked pretty damn close. So they should have made it, even if it was clear to them, clear to us, be like, nah, dude, he was 5 yards clear. He's good.
It was in the England-France game. It may have been Gordon. They gave us that VAR little, let's check. Do you want to see if they're onside or not? And Gordon was onside by 5 yards, right? So they're giving us graphics for very clearly obvious, like, yeah, he was 10 yards offside. I don't know why you're showing me this. Like, yeah, he beat 4 guys. in order to bag the goal. So yeah, clearly he was onside. The game's so bang bang sometimes where you can't really pull it up right then and there, and then it gets lost. The producer has to remember to go back and show that. But it feels like anytime something was very questionable and it went Argentina's way, production and FIFA did everything possible to say, no, we're going to have no kind of questions. We're going to say, no, you don't get to look at the offside call. Maybe he was onside, but we're not going to even let you have the opportunity to maybe judge us to say, no, he was off. We're not going to let that happen. So maybe FIFA was trying to get ahead of people like us saying this is clear corruption, X, Y, and Z by saying, you know what? We don't want anyone to think about it, to debate it, X, Y, and Z. By not doing that, you're making it look pretty damn corrupt, man. I think it was Argentina has 9 fouls per yellow in this World Cup. 9 fouls per yellow card. If you get 3 fouls before getting carded, you're getting away with murder in club football. Internationals, if you get 2 and you're not carded, bro, I'm surprised. Paredes should have never touched the pitch after the group stage games. The way he was just trying to hack and murder people. This Argentina squad didn't want to play football. They played like they know, you're not going to give me a card, so I'm going to foul him. I'm going to play poorly because I know what's going to happen for us. You can say what you want to say about England. For Tuchel to tell them to sit back for 30 minutes when they were just killing them by being the aggressor, that's pretty poor. I think it's a pretty poor tactical choice by me, but you understand why we have 30 minutes left. I'm going to sit back, not going to give him a chance, try to kill this game. You then give Messi all the space in the world to do what he does best, right? I blame more of the English players than I want to blame Tuchel's tactics because England, does not matter who the manager is, they do that. That's typical England fashion where England's going to win this game and they're crushing these guys. Oh, we'll have a worldly collapse, all-timer collapse. It's out of our hands.
I don't know. Before I get into that, I just want to finish the point on the offsides. Like you said, they opened a whole can of worms by not even showing it. That makes it look really bad, and they're pushing the conspiracy narrative. And I am not a conspiracy person whatsoever, but this is not a good look. And yes, you're right. In general, this happens on the club level too. Big players and big teams generally get the calls. So you're telling me they get an average of 9 fouls before they get a card? Not surprising. Nobody wants to be the ref that sends Messi off in a World Cup or makes Argentina lose. They might take you out.
Let me ask you this. Is that a referee issue or is that a FIFA making a call saying, hey, it's Ronaldo, it's Messi, it's Neymar. You got to give these guys some more grace. Or are these refs so petrified to actually do the right things? Because you can set off Messi, right? You're not dealing with Messi. You have to deal with DePaul, a freaking nutbag. Paredes, a nutbag. Enzo, a nutbag. I love Maka. Maka is a skinhead now, bro. I mean, he may not be a real skinhead, but dude, I've watched McAllister for a few years at Liverpool. If you mess with one of his guys, he will break your knees and not even blink. He'll smile at you while he does it. So yeah, I get being the ref. You don't want to be the one that sends off Messi, but you're a referee, right? So you're taking a job that people already are going to hate you for. So
I think to answer your question, I think it's down to the refs. It's down to the refs, and it's down to IFAB, and it's down to them. I don't even know if FIFA gets involved in that conversation. They shouldn't, but you got to be strong enough. I can't remember the guy's name off the top of my head, but there's an old Italian ref, bald head, looks super scary. He didn't give a fuck who you were. He'd scream
at the players. He'd scream right back at them.
Exactly. And I know the game's changed a little bit and you can't really do that anymore, but it takes somebody with that kind of inner strength and personality. I think he would have sent Messi off, or he would have been like, cool, dude, one more and you're out. I'm not joking around here. So that was the first part of Argentina's goal. The second controversial thing was when Messi and Jed Spence were going on a 50-50 and he stepped on Jed Spence's foot.
Oh my God, dude.
Now, for me, automatically, I thought within a split second, I'm like,
he kicked out at Jed Spence.
No, when they were going, Jed Spence lunged for a ball, Messi stepped on the top of his foot. And I was like, interesting. You see Jed Spence didn't go to the ground, but he kind of limped and then started hobbling on his foot. Now I'm thinking, okay, good for him for not going down. Your coach doesn't want you to just go down and be a baby, because if they score, then that's on you.
You don't want to hear the flack with fans either.
But at the same time, how are you going to be like, I'm not going to call it because you didn't go down. It must not have hurt that bad. That's sending the wrong message to all these players and encouraging flopping, which is why all general American sports fans hate soccer, because they're just fakers and floppers. So you're going to punish this guy by not giving him a call? Makes no sense to me. And again, did he foul him? Did he not? Who knows? They showed one replay from 60 yards away. How did we not get zoomed in reviews of that? Again, I'm not a conspiracy guy, but this is Messi 2 times. Both of them were Messi. Is it a coincidence that they did not review those? At this point, I think not.
Let your Ronaldo fandom flow through you. Conspiracy. Yes. Yes. They don't want Ronaldo to win. Yes. They want Messi. That's what they're doing. No, I mean, dude, be the conspiracy guy, bro. You're not a psycho to think that this World Cup looks like it was 100% set up for a Messi passing the torch to Yamal. The only reason why that's World Cup may not be looked like that because Yamal had a stinker of a tournament. I mean, he had a goal in the group play. To be fair to him, he was also just coming back from injury. But he's not the Yamal that everyone knows he is, right? And that's due to him being injured and being doubled. I don't know what else to call it but corruption and just like it's fixing, man. Like it's just purely just that's what it is. Tell me why 6 Argentinian players who displayed a political banner after that game were not banned and were allowed to play.
Which game?
After the England-Argentina game.
I was so mad I turned it off.
Argentinians displayed a banner saying Las Malvinas son Argentinas. The Falkland Islands are Argentinian. I'm pretty sure like rule number 1 in the FIFA handbook is absolutely no political messaging like that at all. That is a no-go. That was a full war that Argentina has deluded themselves into thinking that they were the victims of. They started, got their asses handed to them, and lost. That's a full conflict that happened 40 years ago. People are still alive who fought in that war. But to make a statement about saying this is our islands, this invasion that we caused, these are ours, to then make a banner saying, look, F you England, and then for FIFA to say, well, you know, we don't want to get political. We don't want to get political, right? But we're going to make a peace prize award to give it to the most polarizing politician that currently exists in the United States. Like, wow, man, do you ever want to like just walk up to somebody when you know that they're just being so profoundly stupid and scream at them like, why are you this dumb? Like, just explain it to me. I want to hear your logic. Explain it to me. That's what I want to do to FIFA. Even Wenger, dude. Arsene Wenger, who's supposed to be this guardian of the sport, he just lets this shit happen at FIFA, man. And maybe he doesn't have sway, but like, bro, you're very vocal about having the offside rules that everyone thinks is pretty freaking stupid. But you're not going to defend the game here?
You're right, man. It's hard to say there's not some sort of influence or corruption involved. And I didn't want to see this be the last time that Messi and Ronaldo are on the pitch because whether you like them or not, these two are top 5 greatest players, if not top 2, ever to play the game for this long, rarely injured, putting up the numbers they have. And to see it kind of just be questionable overall is just shadows everything.
Let me ask you this. For me, I don't think this World Cup really mattered to Ronaldo's legacy. Ronaldo's always going to be known. Like you said, people will have him maybe in their top 5. I think he's easily the greatest goal scorer ever. He's better than R9. There's not even a doubt about that. Does this World Cup and how Argentina moved and reacted throughout it all, does this hurt Messi's rep? Before it all started, it was pretty easy to say Messi's the greatest player to ever play football, and that was not even a debate. This whole World Cup has now reopened that debate where Messi's for sure top 5. But I can argue Maradona again. I can argue Pele again. I could argue Beckenbauer if I wanted to.
Nah, not for me. I think in the short term, yeah, people will think that, and Ronaldo fans will definitely think that. But I think neutrals, or especially Messi fans, it won't change anything for them because whether or not you agree with it, I mean, Messi did get them almost single-handedly to 3 finals alone. He won one of them. You can't say Portugal's ever had a bad team, but they never made it even to a semis without Ronaldo. But he still even never made it to a final. So I don't know, man. I still think Messi is clear on it. I just think there are some things that are out of his hands. Like there's nothing Messi could do if FIFA is corrupt. Now, some of the stuff that personally makes him look bad is like in the final when he tried to get Kukurea out. I probably would have done the same thing too to try and bring it back to level, but you don't want to see him do that.
You don't want to, like he's the captain of Argentina, right? So like as captain, you set the tone for how everyone acts on that pitch.
Yeah.
He's allowing his team to act like that. And he's allowed them to act like that since the last World Cup.
Yeah, maybe even before that. He's never been a very vocal guy in general. People that have played with him, pundits, media, everybody knows he's not a vocal guy. So is he the one that's going to say, guys, cut your shit.
No, not screaming on
No,
the pitch.
that's
No.
probably more of like Rodrigo de Paul, but he's not captain. But yes, they misplaced their passion in wrong areas, like you said, politics and what happened after the final. Like all that stuff just makes you look classless. And that can taint a legacy,
That's what
but
makes people happy to see you lose.
exactly. But people are fickle. They have short-term memories. It'll
Yeah.
be forgotten in a few months when the next big story breaks. But that's my piece on the England-Argentina game. On the other side, France-Spain, that should have been the final. And if anybody were capable of beating France, it was Spain. And if Spain didn't win, France would have won the whole thing.
If France had not lost to Spain, who's realistically beating France? You can put 1 or 2 past France, but they will put 7 past you. They just have so much firepower up top, and people don't rate Andre Rabiot. I'll say this. If everyone's playing poorly around Rabiot, he's going to have a horrific game. But if everyone can at least do the bare minimums of their job, Rabiot will give you that 7, 8 out of 10 game. He's not the guy who's going to win the game for you or be a huge game changer, but he's going to make sure everything clicks and hums along. He does that for Milan, whether you like it or not. He does try to make sure that midfield clicks. It sucks that the team sucks major balls, but he does his best. And, when I saw Rabiot's comments after the England-France game and seeing people say, Rabiot, you should never be on this team again. You're one of France's worst players. What are you talking about saying, X, Y, and Z about your team? It's like, guys, yeah, Rabiot's not Mbappe, but did he say anything wrong? He said they didn't want to be there. It's disgusting that the French players who got picked to be part of that 11 said, okay, we're going to play this game, right? Hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself anyways, dude. The cat's out of the bag. France lost this game. Sorry, guys. There's only one team to beat France in the last 2 years. It's only one team, and they've done it twice. It's Spain.
Well, technically, England beat them.
In games that matter.
But yeah, no, I 100% agree with you. I do think
Spain is phenomenal. I don't think they're the best team on the world by any means necessary, but I'm willing to say that they may have the best manager in the world.
Brother, not the best team. They won the Euros. They won the World Cup. They only conceded 1 goal the entire tournament. They are the best team.
But
are they the best?
If France is humming, are they the best team?
Of course not.
That's what I'm saying.
Of course not. Pound for pound. But again, it just doesn't go pound for pound player, right? You got to be systematic.
Overall. Spain is also the only team to win a Euros and a World Cup twice. Right?
I think, to put it this way, Spain is the best team in the world, clearly.
Yeah.
But France has the best players.
Yes, 100%. That game was a toss-up, dude. It really was. However it ended, you can't be really mad about it, but I'm happy. I was very, very happy.
Dude, going back to that third place game, I think that was the most entertaining game of the tournament, and not for the right reasons. Like, I think goals is great, but horrible defending. France had 7 changes from the prior game. You could clearly see he put in all the subs from injuries and just give extra people playing time. This actually was their time to shine. Like, Turkey, it was his time to shine. He royally messed up.
Hooked at half.
You just see him with his shoes off, just sitting there pouting. It's like, dude, that was it. You just missed your opportunity to make a name for yourself on the French team. Now Deschamps is going to be gone. Zidane's coming in. It might be a different story. But he royally messed that up. And not just him. He brought in the starters, and look what happened. 3 goals. Bang, bang, bang.
Dude, I love seeing Konate, who ran down his contract on Liverpool, right? And said, no, I wanted to stay. Bullshit, Ibu. You did not want to stay. Don't lie to me, dude. Don't lie to us.
Exactly.
Just stop it. If he just owned it in the middle of this season, no one would be giving him guff. Like, all right, we really hate that you ran it down like this, but like, at least you were a man to admit what you were actually doing. To see Ibu complain at the press conference the day before saying, no one wants to play this game. None of us want to be here. We think it's stupid to be here. Okay, Ibu, let's count how many minutes you had in the World Cup before that game. Oh, you had 0. You had 0 whole minutes. What are you talking about? You don't want to play, bro. Shut your mouth, bro. And then for you to finally get 45 minutes and you play like that. Oh my, dude, God bless you, Ibu. You do look like that when you don't have the best center half in the world playing next to you. God bless you, Madrid, when you have to play with Ibrahim Konate and Antonio Rudiger. Oh.
To play only 45 minutes in the third place game as a center back, that's pretty shameful if you ask me.
Lacroix. I don't want to slander Lacroix. I knew of him when he was at Lorient, so I like Lacroix. I'm happy he's gone to this level. But when Maximilian Lacroix is starting over you, he's getting called up to be the next man up off the bench over you, a Premier League FA Cup winner, and then you get hooked at 45.
Joey, he's only 27.
Mm.
That's worse. I thought he was old. I thought he was over
No, he's my
maybe
age.
30, 31.
Really my age.
I looked it up and I'm like, oh shit, he's supposed to be in his prime.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, people can have bad seasons. You and I both know that. People can have bad seasons, but he just has not been it all year.
He was great, 22-23. Stinker. All right, season. Oh, wow, he won the league. He had a great season. This year, I was willing to give Ibu a lot of slack because he lost one of his closest friends in the club when Diago died. And then he also lost his dad in the same year. The announcement was very sudden for us fans, but I'm assuming his dad's been sick for a little bit. And so it wasn't sudden for the Konate family, but nonetheless, it's still very hard to lose your dad. So I'm willing to give Ibu some slack. But then to basically demand top 2, top 3 center half in the world wages, and then to play the way you do for an entire season, and then to not even start a World Cup. You didn't even start a game when it didn't matter for France.
Well, let me ask you this, Joey. It's one thing to have your mind elsewhere because all those other outside factors have happened. But one thing that I think I didn't see when watching either Liverpool or France play was heart, passion, the drive. I'm going to be working my tail off. That you are in control of. Again, if your head's elsewhere, your touch might be off. Your passing might be off. Tackling could even be off. But your work rate, that's you. It's just if you want it.
Yeah, and Ibu, he has a habit where if he just doesn't feel like it, he won't. He simply won't. My first reaction, you were saying there's no passion there. I wanted to jump on him, like, dude, Ibu is one of the most passionate guys on the pitch, but he picks and chooses when he wants to have that passion. I think it's always there, but he doesn't know how to just channel it. He just won't. And maybe at times he will know how to do it. I don't know what it is, but yeah, man, I don't want to say it's a lack of passion, but his heart just wasn't in it at all this season. It wasn't even in it to be on this French side.
I didn't see the fight.
Yeah, he didn't really want to be there. It felt like it was expected. And when we talked about predicting who's potentially starting for all these different teams, I remember you saying that Konate starts over Saliba. But once...
For Deschamps, not for me.
No, exactly. And I agree with you, but Ibu was sick for a game, right? And that's why Saliba got the start in the friendly. And then Saliba has not given up that spot since then. And it's because Deschamps knows, okay, maybe Saliba is not as athletic and strong as Ibu, but much, much more reliable than him. And I think Ibu should be the better defender. I mean, Ibu has all the tools, the physicality to be a top 10 defender in the world, but it's all up here for him, unfortunately. It really is. And it bums me out. I would have loved for him to stay, but...
I would have preferred him stay.
Yeah, that's all.
All right. Now, let's get to the juicy one. The final, Spain versus Argentina. I don't want to say it, but I wish I was a gambling man because before a ball was kicked, go back and watch prior episodes, I said Spain is taking the cake. They're taking it all. They're bringing it home, and you went with Senegal?
Yes, I did. And I've been reading a lot of really cool articles about the Senegal camp and their officials and their representatives having a lot of female company come over at 2 a.m. when the players are trying to sleep. So I forgot about that part that exists with African football, unfortunately. But hey, man, think I'm mad?
What are your thoughts on the final? You said you watched, 6 World Cup finals? How does this final compare to some of the other ones you've seen?
I mean, game on the pitch, it's not as good as 2010. It's nowhere near as good as 2014. 2006, unbelievable. So I think I'd have this in my top 4. Blows Russia out of the water. Russia was cool because Croatia was playing in the final, but I just rewatched highlights from that game. Croatia was never going to win that, man. They just weren't. The 2 goals they got was great. The first one, oh, we have a real chance. And then France said, hope you have fun. Here's belt to ass now. And 2002, I can't really say I remember it super, super well. So going to put that in the bottom. But this is a great match, man. I mean, there's not a lot of goals being scored, but if you like watching football, it was still a really, really good game. Even when Argentina went 10 down, I still thought it was a good game.
I don't. For me, from 2006 to now, this has to be either the worst or second worst final. The only part that I could kind of agree with you, Joey, is Argentina could have snuck one in, and then we're in extra time and penalties. They could have easily done that with Messi. But overall, they had 0 shots on goal,
That's why
0 shots
I
in
love
general. For how long? For how long?
that. Like
And
65, 70 minutes.
I think almost. I think they didn't get their first shot until extra time.
Yeah.
Like how? Come on, with this Argentina team. Now I thought it was weird. Just you look at this Argentina team beat England. You look at England; they're all playing in the Prem, bar 2 people: Bellingham, who's on Madrid, and Kane, who's on Bayern. You look at the Argentina team; they're MLS, EPL, Argentina League. Like they're scattered. How the hell they beat all these Prem guys beats me. But they're very good cohesively, and they have fight. They have drive. They never give up until the last whistle. I'll give them that. I didn't see that here, man. I just saw dirty playing, fouling. I didn't see clearly any chances created. And yes, it's hard because you're playing Spain. It's really hard to get the ball.
Oh, you saw South American football? I said to my buddy David, Argentina is just a much more technically gifted Paraguay. You can take that however you want to take it, but I'll explain myself and you tell me if I'm off base. Yeah, obviously Paraguay is nowhere near good on the ball as Argentina. But do they really play that much differently? Paraguay has like 1 or 2 guys that they just try to feed the ball to at any given chance. Oh, Argentina, we try to feed Messi every time we have the ball. Oh, we're kind of getting our asses handed to us. You know what we should do? It's not even a tactical foul. I'm going to bring up someone's dead mother and then kick their knees out from them. And then I'm going to be shocked when they're upset at me. Oh, now we're losing. I'm going to play as dirty as I possibly can now. Not even worry about winning the game because I'm just so emotional. I can't calm myself down because I'm a little baby who plays in the MLS or plays in Argentinian leagues that I'm just going to start hacking at you. That's how they played. They played like Paraguay.
Okay, and you're telling me that was a good final?
Oh, so see, here's the thing, man. It was a great final to watch Spain show the entire world that this is how football is played. I said into a group chat with a bunch of my buddies from school, fuck the English. Football has come home. They may have invented the sport, but Spain owns this sport. Because you look at the entire world, who does everyone play like? They play like Pep's Barca. And where does that all start? In the 90s and 80s with Spain. And you could give Johan Cruyff credit for that. So maybe, you know what? We're all Dutch. Football is now Dutch. Thank you, Johan. Another contribution to football.
Even the girls. The girls won. So the Spanish girls won last World Cup.
First nation to do that. Can't believe the U.S. hasn't done that before, man. Isn't that crazy? Wow.
So that's what I'm saying. Even Spain having possession, I don't think it was the best game by far. I don't think there was a lot of chances created, a lot of them on target.
Oh, dude. Spain had 20 shots on goal.
But they were easy shots. If you look at them, Martinez did dive for the camera. A lot of them were pretty easy saves. They had a lot of shots on goal, but they weren't like whipping it into the upper V or the side netting.
They were well worked. They were well worked to get there, right? But you are right on that. We're like, okay, it's a half chance. So you do have to go for it.
They were on target. Yeah. So on paper, 11 shots on target. But they shot it right at him. Like it wasn't like one of those intense games. Like, dude, the only thing I can compare it to is like the 3rd place game. That was entertaining. France, even though they only scored 4 goals only at the end, they could have easily put 7. They could have won that game. That was entertaining, clinical.
They just decided, like, you know what? Elise needs to score the goal to tie it up for us. You could see that's what France was doing. They said, okay, Barcola, you scored. Okay, Dembele, you scored. Okay, Mbappe, you scored. Elise, it's your turn now. Michael, you need to score. Michael, score, please. Michael, please score. We need to tie it up. All right, and now we're down 2 again. Great. Like, France is so funny because they're the best team in the world, man. They just did not feel like playing like that when they played England. It was so ridiculous. And then Spain's just their kryptonite. They really are. And France is the team that thrives with having the ball. But Spain is the team that owns the football when they're on the pitch. You cannot get it off them. Yeah, Argentina didn't play very well. But man, watching Spain press and counter press and press again and counter press and press again. It was just amazing, man. Like, that was pure football. I see what you're saying. It's not amazing in terms of competition, but if you're going to sit down and show someone how a football team plays, you're going to show them the Spain side. Maybe not this game, but you're going to show this team.
Devil's advocate. If you're trying to get a non-footy fan into it, which game would you have rather shown them?
Okay,
The
like,
third place or this one?
if I'm trying to get drunk, am I going to drink water or am I going to drink moonshine?
Brother, it's more entertaining. This final wasn't as entertaining. You look at even the 2006 Italy one, right? It went all the way to pens. Not very high-scoring game. I think it was like, what, 1-1? But way more entertaining than this final was. This was kind of like a Barca
Are you saying that because
versus...
Zidane or because Italy won?
What?
Are you saying because Italy won?
Well, obviously, I love Italy, but no, I think just the chances were there. Zizou's Panenka on a penalty. Like, dude, he had the balls to do that in a World Cup final. The headbutt. You saw the chances get whipped across, the last-minute goals, all that stuff. It was a much more entertaining final, dude.
I hear you.
I
know. I hear you.
Hey, you know what, though? The red card that Enzo got was pretty entertaining. Kubarsi was flipping like crazy.
You know what's so funny? Enzo, who is a captain of arguably the largest club in London, he's the captain of Chelsea. He thought, you know what would be a good idea? What if I just started talking about the Falkland Islands when we play England and then hold that banner up?
Did he not just last World Cup make an apology to Caicedo and his teammates?
For being racist? Yes.
And what just happened again?
He literally, they're going to make him fucking god of Chelsea after this, bro. They made him captain after he just sang the most racist song. However you are, think of your nationality, that's fine. But for me, and I think for maybe you, Travis, Jamie, tell me if I'm wrong. If you're an American, you're an American. Does not matter where your family's from or what you look like. Were you born here? Do you identify with the culture? Great. You're an American. So for Enzo to sing that song was just so unreal because his club is filled with guys that are like that French team. We're like, oh, well, yeah, I guess like you could say I'm Ghanaian because that's where my family's from, but I live in France or I've lived in the Netherlands, so I'm Dutch. To sing that song and to then reward him with captain, which like, should we be surprised because it's this pretty Chels? But to then, my point being, to then, do all this, to have that club in London fully back you and say, Enzo lad, don't worry about it, man. You're captain now. To then spit in their faces and say, no, the Malvinas are ours. Bro, how do you think this season's going to go for you right now? Like, not even English fans are going to rinse you all season talking about how you got played so terribly, how you got that red card. Do you think Chelsea fans are going to forgive you for that England game?
Hey, maybe he's trying to force the move to Madrid. Maybe this
Madrid
is
the majority said they don't want him, though. We're just saying, no, we're good.
Okay, out of Chelsea. Maybe he's just trying to get out of Chelsea. I don't know, dude.
Habibi, whom would take Enzo Fernandez? He is dog shit. He is.
This is a solid player, but I don't think he's a £100 million player. And with the baggage and stuff that's coming with now, it's almost, okay, I'm not going to put him on par with Mason Greenwood, but it's pretty bad.
Ooh, yeah, that's pretty heavy to throw on Greenwood. But he's
just
like...
saying, like, you don't want that PR problem. That's kind of my point I'm making.
He's like, he's not Partey, he's not Greenwood, but like, yes, this is a headache I do not want to have. So his career's England has to be done, man. It has to be point blank, period. And before we go, dude, Enzo's card is one thing. Paredes.
Last World Cup, 32, already playing back in Argentina. He's done. So the red card doesn't really mean anything to him. But what a disgrace.
So you show your whole ass in front of the world? You make a complete fool of yourself and your family? Bro, making an ass of yourself is one thing. I do that all the time. To do it on your family, though, to put that rep on your family's name is wild. But then to throw that whole kind of slander on your country?
Why don't you let the guests know what you're referring to?
So after Argentina got manhandled for that entire game for 120 minutes, Spain was celebrating it. Quite rightly so. They deserved this. And in the middle of Spain celebrating the World Cup, Paredes says, you know what I should do? I should take it upon myself to start attacking people. And that's exactly what he did. He shoved Eric Garcia to the ground. He then grabbed Gavi by the throat and threw him to the ground, all in front of the referee. I saw Scaloni watching him do that. And Scaloni just goes, what the fuck are you doing, dude? What the fuck are you doing?
The fact that Scaloni was going around telling all the Spaniards, hey, go away, that tells you that my team is temperamental. Dude,
He
you got to get
knows that they're
control of your team.
temperamental. He's never had a grip on them, dude. It's Messi's team. That's why I'm
Him
saying
too.
this has to ruin Messi's rep, dude. Like, Scaloni was never the one in charge of the team. It's always Messi. I don't care if you're not vocal. You, as a Barca man, a Pep man, have to be able to say, you don't act like this because my teammates do not behave like this. He had Dani Alves on his team, and at least Dani Alves could keep it on check on the pitch. Neymar, kind of, sort of. You hold the standard when you play with someone like Messi.
No class.
None at classless, dude. Do you see Otamendi going off on Rodri? Bro.
I was trying to think, were they at City at the same time? Like,
dude,
what's going on?
He was screaming at Rodri because Rodri was quite clearly calling out the officiating that Argentina was getting. He's like, all week, all you did, you and Laporte, was talk about the officiating. That's all you did. And Rodri's like, bro, the game's over. Like, really? You want to talk about this? It's like, so you're going to tell me that you guys weren't getting those calls? And Otamendi couldn't even answer the question.
It's deflecting. At the end of the day, Argentina is responsible for the way they played. Scaloni, Messi, all of them. At the end of the day, you couldn't be a superior team. You couldn't even get close. It was one of the most one-sided finals ever, which is why it ranks really low for me, for entertainment value. I don't think it was good for Messi. It wasn't good for the Argentina team. Who knows where Argentina, if Messi ends up retiring from international play, how they're going to play differently now. Maybe Julian Alvarez is going to be the focal point. Don't know.
Nico pass.
Yeah, but I think it'll be a new era. I think a lot of the old guard will be gone because they're already hitting early 30s now.
I know. Messi and his little boy toy DePaul have to stop playing international football. I don't know.
He might squeeze one more, though. I could see it. Maybe not starters. But if he's still able to do what he did at 38...
Ronaldo will be playing until he's 60.
Probably.
Bro, oh my God.
I'm already going to be in a wheelchair. All right, guys. Well, that's all we have time for today. Thanks for joining us on today's episode of Tiki Talka. If you guys like this video, go ahead and drop a like and subscribe. And then we will talk next week. Back to transfers, back to the Prem, La Liga.
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited for club football, dude. I have to lock myself in a hole for 2 weeks before I come like, hey guys, remember me? Football's back. Let's talk. Oh, I'm so excited.
Everybody be ready for your Fabrizio Romano tweets.
I want to be surprised by a transfer, bro. No.
All right, guys. We'll see you on the next episode of Tiki Talka.
Latest.